Um, did you all want to rest in here, or do you want to keep going? It has been a few hours of travel, uh, and just to kind of reiterate, uh, the last thing you did was you went through the sarcophagus in this room. You fought two white apes. One of the apes ran away. Uh, During the fight with the other ape, a giant bat came in. So, and you have found a really nice sword.
Oh yeah. I think I took that. Yeah, Roland would rest if it seems reasonably safe for us. Like if we can, if the door will kind of remain closed.
Could spike it closed, maybe.
Yeah,
Mm.
you can easily spike it closed, no problem.
Yeah, I'm all about like trying to secure the door, spike it closed.
Okay.
And
So
resting.
yeah. So what? I like the idea of resting. I wonder with the resting because I had originally memorized charm person. We seem at this level to be encountering a lot of undead, which can't be charmed. Um,
Mm.
so I do wonder whether it would be. Um, because I would have time to switch out a spell.
Yes. You can do that.
Um,
Or I guess put it this way: do you want to just take a breather, um, which doesn't really give you much benefit other than getting your heads collected, or do you want to take about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours? Doesn't have to be exactly 8 hours,
Huh.
and then that will you'll get another hit point back each, and Shishush will be able to switch out their spell.
So that would be us. Like we kill the apes, and then we sleep in the room we killed the apes in.
Correct.
Hmm.
Or you backtrack and try to find another room, but this one appears to be really defensible. You can
Right.
spike the door. Nothing could probably get in there.
Yeah. I guess I think Roland would, you know, kind of sleep, kind of be awake.
could sleep off some of that. Was it mushroom wine that you
Yeah, the
took?
mushroom
Eh,
one. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he needs to go to bed for a bit.
and, and sorry, Sam, was Roland's kind of hesitancy not wanting to sleep in just the place that there had been combat?
Yeah, like these
Yeah.
corpses, horrific, but I do think like he's been kind of hurt. Like the ape kind of punched him a few times, probably nipped him. And so I think he's just going to be able to be convinced pretty easily to just like, yeah, lie down for a bit because he'll just be on the opposite end of the room from where the bodies are.
Yeah, I think I'll characterize that Bartle is kind of exhausted at this point that it's like, oh yeah, sure, sleeping among ape corpses, fine.
Right.
He's a little shocked.
Yeah.
Well, these rooms are big enough that you could probably drag it to one corner.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was picturing is Roland kind of dragging one of them to the corner. Oh, there was only one because the other one ran off with the food, right?
I think that's right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but there's the giant bat is in here though that you
right.
killed.
So I think Roland would drag the giant bat and then like start to drag the ape and just be like, "Fuck it," and go lie down to sleep.
I'll help him with the ape. I'll help make a pile of corpses in the corner away from
Okay,
us so that
nice.
we can. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds reasonable.
with a little help, yeah,
We'll
totally.
kind of work on that while maybe she's just like getting to rest because we realize that like that's our division of labor. It's the
Mm.
moving the corpses while she's just memorizing useful magics.
Okay. roll some dice here.
Thanks.
All right. About 4 hours into rest, Roland is sleeping it off. Shishush is deep in his elven wizard meditation, or magician magic user meditations. And Bartle, you hear outside the room some scratching, sort of scratching on wood noises, and maybe a little sniffing actually. But the sniffing is not like a dog, not quite like a dog sniffing.
Mm.
It's something a little more, something a little larger.
Okay.
Mm.
It doesn't last long, but it comes back twice more. Like 10 minutes later, it'll come back,
Yeah.
and then 10 minutes later, it will come back again. And then that's sort of the end of it. After that point,
Yeah.
Unle-
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, unless you wanted to investigate that at some point.
I don't think I do. I think I'll want to let people get the rest. I'll just, when people wake up, I'll tell them about what
Okay.
I'll be more on guard. So I'll be like kind of, I'll be, I'll have my crossbow out and, just kind of trying to cover the doorway, even though I'm sort of hopeful or I'm reassured by my iron spikes keeping the door closed. So I'm not so much worried about that at the moment. But I'm not gonna like at this moment either do anything to open the door or wake people up at the moment, because I don't think it makes too much. I think it makes sense for us to continue to rest anyways. Maybe people can argue with me when they wake up and say you should have woken us up.
Well, and I think it might sound humorous, but I do think Roland is probably snoring kind of loudly because he was kind of drunk when he went to sleep. So, yeah, he's probably pretty passed out.
Oh. I figure there's not much we can. I figure at the moment it doesn't really change our plan. Although we are once we open up the door again, we'll have to assume that we've been found out and then do something about it. But
All right. No other. You don't hear any other sounds for the next 3 to 4 hours or so. Everybody wakes up. Shishush, you've changed out your magic. What's the new spell that you're?
I'm intrigued by enlarge, so I think I'll
nice.
take that one. We'll see if that has any use to it or
Okay.
not.
We do have those pots. Yeah.
Everybody gets a hit point back if you've been wounded.
Right. All right, I'm at 6 of 8.
Okay. All right. Just let me know when you're all ready to open the door and step back out.
So I'm gonna tell them. So once everyone's woken up, we'll say like, I heard something while I was on guard. I didn't want to wake anyone, but some beast sniffing and clawing at the door. It came back a few times, but then seems to have. I don't know if it hasn't been back in the last, during the last watch, but I think we have to assume that at least something kind of had sniffed us out and knows we were in here.
We could hack off part of that ape and have the flesh in case it was needed.
I think that's a good idea. So I'll go to that. Like, I'll go. I don't think I was a. Uh, it's probably rough, but I don't think I have any specific background, but I will try to maybe strip off some pieces of ape meat to
No,
have.
go ahead and roll a d6.
Oh, where's my d6? They're here. A 3.
All right, you get 3 useful pieces of flesh.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice. Generous. Generous of you, Sean. Okay.
I know I've probably broken a note. It's our role, though. You were
It's
nice.
okay.
You were nice to the players.
That's fine. So I'll kind of I'll try to. I don't think I have anything good to handle those in any better way, but oh, I guess I'll put them in one of my sacks. So I think I'll put them in one of the sacks just so that I have can keep my other stuff from getting too contaminated.
Sounds good.
I haven't.
Roland is kind of silently eating some. I think I have iron rations. I don't really know what that means, but
They don't spoil when you're in a dungeon.
oh, you know what? I just have normal rations, so I guess I'm just eating my normal rations.
Those do spoil in a dungeons.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I guess my spoiled.
But you have like a week or something. So
Oh, okay.
so you should be okay.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's the main difference. Iron rations are somewhat anachronistic as they were, I think, kind of like invented during World War One.
Oh,
But it's like a holdover from the wargaming roots of the game.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. I know that they started canning food like in the Napoleonic Wars, but
Oh,
still,
wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot further afield from the Dark Ages.
We can
Right.
kind of. I tend to assume that it's like dried, salted and dried stuff,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to because they definitely could preserve things with salting and drying, but they're not really iron. It's not the phrasing is anachronistic.
Yeah. All right. So who's going to open the door?
I will. I'll volunteer to. I think I'll volunteer to be ready with like the sack and also my crossbow if someone else wants to open the door.
Oh yeah, Roland will open the door. Yeah, I think he's definitely terrified, but he's ready to just open it.
Okay. You open the door up, and have you lit your lantern? You have to. I guess you'll have to
Yeah,
use
let's
another
see.
lantern. But
So I don't have any more oil. Does
I
someone
do.
else have some? Okay, so I
Yeah.
would light it up with that,
Okay.
okay.
or maybe I'd give it to Bartle, so he can hold it up kind of behind me, so that
Oh, that's okay. That's fair enough. So I'll have Then what I will do is I'll have the lantern in one hand, and then I'll have my. I think this might be too much detail, Sean, but I'm going to be kneeling on one knee. I'll have the
Okay.
lantern out in one hand, and then I'm going to have my crossbow like nearby and in the other hand, so I can kind of put the lantern down and shoot if I need to quickly. And then I'll also have the sack with the meat like kind of ready at hand next to me on the ground. So for opening the door. That's kind of like the opening the door procedure for the moment.
Okay. No problem. Door opens, and you see the darkened hallway beyond. You do see what might be um, some footprints. They look like some booted footprints, the dust that are newer than yours.
some booted footprints. Oh,
And but you see like two prints, or you see two pairs of prints. They may have been the same creature uh, coming and going, but then they're lost in the hallway.
oh, that's kind of terrifying. It was like sniffing. Oh, yeah. I think Roland is looking at these and like he can see goosebumps all up his body because he's like, what wears boots but also sniffs like a hound or whatever.
Uh, they're about man-sized, the prints. But it certainly didn't sound like a man that was sniffing at the door to you,
Oh,
Bartle.
Yeah, I can't put this together. I'm like, I don't know.
what direct? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, I don't know. This is confusing. And I'm like kind of like shrugging. Go ahead. Yes. What direction you're gonna say?
Yeah, what direction are the boot prints going?
They're coming and going.
Okay.
Hmm. Well, at least we know he didn't stick around. Um, for better or worse. I'll so once I see that there's no one immediately there, I will kind of I'll secure the sack to my side, the sack with the slice of the meat to my side, and then I'll pick up the lantern in one hand and my crossbow in the other, and um, we'll kind of start edging my way out to look kind of closer to Roland to like look kind of examine at this stuff and then look what's going on. I think. And sorry because I missed last time. Do we have a sense of where we wanted to go next?
Hmm.
So some of your options. Double check where you've been. Obviously, you can go back to the room where you came down to this level. You can you can you basically you can there are three ways you can go that you haven't explored yet. You can follow this hallway until you get back to the door where you met the skeletons for the first time, and you can continue down straight down that hallway east. You can go north next, basically, perpendicular or parallel to the room, I guess. There's another north passage on the other side of the room from where you are, and then there's the way back to the room, which will take you, the dwarf coffin room, which will take you up a level, and then there's the western passage, which you haven't really explored.
Hmm. Okay, Roland is in front, but I don't think he like he's not like dedicated to one direction. So he probably starts walking and then like looks back to the other two.
So you continue walking straight. You go about 80 feet. You'll turn south, turn to your right, and go another 30 feet, and then you turn east again, and you're back to that door, and that room where the skeletons came out. The door itself is open at the moment.
Hmm.
And there's no one. Sorry, there's no one in there though now.
You don't see anyone.
Okay.
And where we are now, I mean, I'm going back, and I think that in Discord, going up a little bit is where you have a little bit of the map. From this point, is there have we? I'm trying to figure out like where we have not explored at this point. Like at this point, had we been down that passage that goes further to the west?
All right, so you just came. If you're looking at that particular one, you just came from the one that's to the west.
Okay.
So you came down that corridor, and you're standing in front of the door now.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones going to the east, there's two possibilities, and then you can go south.
But south is the way we came, right? South is like the way we came from. No,
Right, correct.
Originally.
South is
south goes
oh,
back to the.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think to the south we had heard something eating or feasting on something else somewhere down in those passages. So
You
maybe
you did. You got
more.
you went west down the corridor, uh, and you came to an area where you heard something feasting or eating, and then
Right.
you were like, "Nope, no thanks."
Yeah, so I think Roland is probably would be heading east at this point. Probably
Yeah.
not back to explore
East
that.
sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to head straight east, or do you want to go north?
I guess straight east,
Yeah.
if that is cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have. Bartle doesn't really. Bartle's have. Yeah, Bartle doesn't say anything about that. He'll follow Roland.
Cool.
So let me get another snippet here, just so you have an idea of of what I'm talking about. Right. Do. All right. Let me go ahead and upload that. There we go.
Okay.
So you see that's the door there, and there's another. You came from if you're looking at it, you came from the west, which is your left.
Yeah.
You can go south, and east is another door, and north, the hallway would turn. That little hallway you can tell goes north about 30 feet and turns east as well. So both of those go east.
Hmm. Okay. What does that door out there look like? Because I know the one before had like an image of a warrior or something that led to all those skeletons.
Okay, let me take a look. There is nothing particularly special about that door.
Hmm. Sorry if that's loud. Yeah.
I'll take a look at the door and um I don't know. I'll kind of look at Roland and kind of shrug, and I think maybe we want to. And I'll say like I don't like the idea of leaving of going forward and leaving this behind us without knowing what's inside.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
also, just because I didn't put it on the map, about 30 feet on the corridor turns south again.
Okay. All right. I think Roland's gonna open this door.
Okay.
I'll have the lantern again through the door opening procedure. Kind of get crouched down, lantern, one hand, crossbow in the other, and go from there.
Okay. This room appears to be empty. So you open the door, except for an old, odd-shaped mound in the southwest corner. Rustling and faint squeaking noises seem to come from the mound.
Rustling, and how big is the mound?
Probably, yeah. Okay. It's probably about 3 feet high. It probably takes up one of those 20-foot squares. So it's obviously not
Oh, yeah.
the whole
Wow.
place, but it's about 3 feet high and takes up more or less one of the squares.
Hmm.
It just looks like dirt, like a dirt mound.
It does look like a dirt mound, yes.
I think Roland would probably say something like, you know, not trying to be funny, but gold does not squeak, and starts
Yeah.
backing out of the room.
And as you do that, you see a face come out. I realize you can't see my face. You see a face come out of the room of the hole. It's like a rat's face, but it's
Oh,
um, a probably as big as a Jack Russell, so it's a pretty big rat. And one comes out of one of the holes, and another one comes out of one of the holes, and a third one comes out of one of the holes.
hmm. How far do you think we are in this room? Like, can we just, quickly dash to the door and close that behind us? I mean,
You
rats
have
can't open doors.
you really well. You don't think they can, but you do. Um, you're not really in the room yet, so if you wanted to slam the door, you could.
Oh yeah, Roland slams the door once the first face peeks out.
Okay. All right. You hear some squeaky noises and some sniffing at the door you're at. But you still hear some squeaking noises in the room or in the corridor.
Oh
Um,
shit.
and a moment later, two of these big rats come around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the east.
Yes, from the east.
Okay.
Hmm.
To throw them a treat.
And so they're like dog sized.
Yeah, they're dog sized.
Okay.
That's fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, we're here to feed all the animals here. I guess we can just throw them. I mean, we could try throwing them some of that ape.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll reach into. I'll put down the. I'll have the lantern kind of on the ground, and then I'll reach into the sack and what I want to do. I kind of want to move them in a. I'll take out like one of the so I'll take out one of the kind of pieces of meat, and then I will kind of kind of wave it at them, kind of moving forward, and see if that kind of and kind of just see what they do at that point, kind of offering it to them but not throwing it at them yet, because I'd like to ideally I'd like to, if possible, kind of get up around the corner and like kind kind of throw it down around the corner so that we can pass by the like kind of throw it to the south so that maybe we can pass by to the north.
If you ever experience cats do this, but dogs do this too. When you pull a treat out, they want the treat so bad that they're actually going for your hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's kind of happening now.
So as they do that, I'll just fling it more. You know, I had this plan, but then like I'm shocked, so I'm gonna just fling it as far as I can. If I can get an angle to like fling it down around that south corner, I will. But otherwise, I'll just
Okay.
Fling it. See what happens.
Okay. The rat's still coming for you. One of them stops for a minute and like looks backwards, and like takes a second to decide, like runs back and then runs forward again. So there's definitely one rat that's coming for Bartle, but Roland is also within reach of this rat. And there's another rat here, and there's more squeaking sounds. So go ahead and roll initiative. No, we don't do that in this game. Sorry, it's been a minute. So Shishush, what are you doing? Are you going to do any magic or?
Yeah, I don't see. His magic now is the enlarge spell. I don't know that I see anything convenient here. Yeah, I think Shishush has his dagger out, and I think he's gonna the rat that's in the front is going after who? Bartle.
Bartle.
Yeah, I think he'll back Bartle up and go after that rat.
Okay. Bartle, what are you going to do?
I think I have my hands. I think I have now just the since I threw the meat, I'll be able to have both hands on my. I'll bring up with both hands my crossbow, and I'm gonna try to fire at it before it gets into kind of fire at it at point blank range, and then that's what I'll do now.
Okay. And Roland, what are you going to do?
Try to slash at that rat that's coming from Bartle.
Okay, so Bartle will get to shoot first because he's shooting. Go ahead and roll your attack.
15.
That hits.
Yes.
Roll your damage.
Is that a die 6?
Yes.
Forget.
Yep.
2.
You basically rear back, grab your crossbow, and just fire off a shot, and it goes right through the rat's mouth and basically skewers it for you.
Nice. Okay. Feel somewhat competent after that.
There is another rat here that's coming for you.
I'll scramble backwards and let Roland take that one. as I then mess around with my reloading.
Okay, so Roland, you. Okay, yeah. You can go ahead and attack first.
Okay. I got a 17.
That hits.
All right, let me see my damage. 3.
Okay, you lop off its head. So the second rat was coming up. You went chunk and killed it. You all still hear rats coming from around the corner. Shishush, what is your wish?
But the other rats, we don't see them yet. Is that right?
No, you don't see them. No, you feel like if you moved, you could probably see them, but you do not see them yet.
I'm just wondering if we should retreat backwards and.
As you're wondering that, Roland is saying, these rats are no trouble, and kind of walking forwards. Just to let you know, but
okay, if you're saying no, they're no trouble, I don't think Shishush is gonna being the magic user, he's not going to take the lead on this. But I think Shishush will, if he sees confidence and hears confidence, he'll kind of sit there with his dagger, uh, ready to engage. But he's not gonna charge forward himself to
Mm.
single-handedly engage the giant rats.
Okay. Around the corner come 3 more rats.
Oh.
And one of them is bigger than the others. Um, probably corgi sized, maybe. So a little bit bigger than Jack Russell. So, um,
Oh, that's
so,
That's actually terrifying. Okay. Whoa.
um, so which? All right. So Roland, what do you do? You were going to do the same thing you were.
I think at seeing the slightly larger one, he has definitely an intake of breath, and he stops moving forward, and he's gonna, if any of them get within range, he's gonna attack that one.
Okay. Um, Bartle, you are reloading.
I think right. Do I have the crossbow can only be used once every other round? Is that
I think that's correct.
light crossbow? Oh, it says faster to. We do have a light. I have a light crossbow. Sorry about this. I should know this.
That's okay.
Light crossbow. It says it's faster, but does it say?
Can shoot every 2 rounds.
Oh, it does say that.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll keep. I'll be kind of backing up and continuing to reload.
Okay. And Shishush.
If the lopped off head of the rat is close by, I think he'll just kick it down the hallway towards the others, just to make sure that they see that their companion has been decapitated.
Okay. Showing them that you mean business.
Yes.
Okay. So the big one is coming for Roland, and one of the smaller ones, one of the smaller ones is coming for Shishush, and will be able to get to you. And the third is going to try to maneuver through and get to Bartle, but they probably won't be able to get to Bartle until next round. All right. So, okay. So, Roland, it's your attack.
Okay, yeah. If this thing is close enough, I'm gonna swing at it. And I get another 17.
Okay, you hit him.
All right.
You hit King Rat.
And I get 5 damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Great rolls here.
That rat can't be that tough. Even in the king rat is just a rat.
You don't kill it, but you do take a big chunk out of it, and there's blood everywhere. And King Rat is not happy with you. Shishush, there's one right there if you want to kick it or stab it.
Is King Rat close enough for me to stab it, or?
Oh, sure. Yes, you could move and attack, hit King Rat for sure.
Yeah, I think actually Roland is like, help me with this thing.
Yeah, no, I think Shishush, if he's close enough to go after King Rat, he'll do that.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be a hit. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you miss King Rat. All right. King Rat will get his attack. Oh. What's your AC, Roland?
Oh, let me see. Oh my god. 4. I think.
Okay.
Wait. I have a shield, so 5. No, 4. Sorry, I'm. Yeah, 4.
Okay. The King Rat bounces off your shield.
Ooh. Okay, great.
And Shishush, your rat also rolls a 9, so he misses. And the other one does get close to Bartle, but you can move back a little bit if you want to, Bartle. He will not get a chance, or it will not get a chance to attack you.
Yeah, I'll keep moving back.
Okay. This turn, 3 more rats come around the
Oh,
the target.
Jesus. Oh.
Okay, so Bartle, what are you doing this turn?
I will now fire at. So did. Yeah, I'll fire at one of them.
Okay. Roland?
Swinging at the king rat.
Okay. Shishush?
Spell casting. Where does that go in the order of?
You would go before combat.
Okay. I think I'm gonna cast my enlarge on Roland,
Okay.
Whoa.
which then will give you extra. You'll do double damage if you hit your target.
Oh, hell yeah.
And be more intimidating, I guess, because you're going to be larger.
Okay, let me double check. But yeah, I believe. Here we go.
It just says it causes instant growth of an object or creature, doubling its size and multiplying its weight by 4. Enlarged creatures do double damage when they hit a target.
Okay.
But armor class, hit dice, and hit points remain unaffected.
Okay. Fantastic. So Roland essentially, when you cast your spell, Roland enlarges and basically takes up the entire hallway now.
Yeah, holy shit. And does my armor, what happens to my armor? Does it just get shattered?
No, it grows with you. It grows
Oh.
with you. The armor class doesn't change, but it essentially grows with you.
Right, okay, cool.
It might be a little tighter than before, though.
Right, right.
Okay. So, spellcasting, missile fire. Go ahead, Bartle.
I rolled a 3, so.
Okay.
Oof.
It clatters off the wall behind it. And Roland, your attack. King Rat.
Right. Bellowing. He gets a 16. Oh my god.
Yep, you hit.
And a 1 damage. Oh wait, no, I roll 2 damage. I roll 2 dice. I get 4 damage in total.
Okay. The King Rat just splatters against the wall.
Okay, Roland is like kind of roaring in probably a quite deep voice now.
Okay.
In triumph.
So there's a rat on Bartle. What is Bartle's armor class?
Is I got it here. Sorry. 7.
Okay, that's a hit. For 2 points.
Okay.
How's Bartle looking?
Half, 50% dead.
Oh Jesus.
Or 50% alive, depending on
how you look.
Depending how you look at it.
I've
been here before. I've been worse. I've clawed back from worse.
Shishush, the rat attacking you, misses. So there are 3 rats now that are going to attack Bartle. Not Bartle. Roland.
Oh, this might be my death.
Hits. Your AC 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It just misses.
Okay.
The third one just misses you, like bites into your leg, but is not able to get through the armor.
Mm.
Okay, so there are a total of 5 rats in front of you at the moment. I'm going to roll for the morale. Okay, so at the end of this round, what happens is 2 more rats come around the corner, but all the rats see King Rat dead, and they immediately run away.
Good, finally.
And I think Roland is kind of not like running after them to actually catch them, but kind of jogging and smashing his sword against his shield to making this really loud noise and yelling in triumph.
Okay.
Is he still large?
Yes.
Yeah, it lasts for 1 turn, so that's 10 minutes, right? That
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. That's kind of funny.
Okay. You have 3 rat corpses in the corridor, including a big one. Oh, hold on. Bartle, let me roll something here real quick.
Oh no.
Okay, never mind.
I got a disease.
Some kind of nasty rat fever.
I'm like kind of. I'll take. Do I have a? No, I'll keep. Yeah, never mind. I'm not doing anything. I will. I am trying to, you know. I'm a little shaken from the rat bites and stuff.
Uh, you can pick up the bolt that missed.
Okay, sounds good.
The one that hit and went through the rat's a little bit ruined.
Sure.
one thing that I had neglected to do, but maybe this would give me at least a second to do it. I did pick up a scroll in our last session.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, if I kind of unroll the scroll a little bit to look at it, can I tell anything about what is on that scroll?
It is a magic user. Um, I think you need read magic to be able to know
Okay.
what it is, and after that you can use it.
Okay.
But you do know it's a magic user scroll.
Okay.
I think Roland kind of feels invincible right now, so he's just probably actually gonna follow to where those rats were coming from, or go down a different hallway. I Yeah, I
Okay.
think he's just gonna continue down the hallway straight as long as he can till he finds a door to open. Because he's still huge. Like,
Okay. So you step into the hall, or you round the corner, and you start heading south.
yeah.
Uh, to the south, you see a door, but it's more like a hole in the wall
Okay.
where the last of the scrambling rats heads, and you see them like piling dirt in front of the hole.
Oh, they're kind of smart. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Further down the hallway so going south on the west side of the hall, you have the hole. A little bit further down from that, about 30 more feet, you'll see there's another door, and that's in the east wall.
Okay, I guess he sees the lantern, which is really small in his hand, from Bartle to do this, because I just realized he wouldn't have light.
Okay, that's fine.
And he's like, come. He's kind of bellowing back to them, like, come, let's, while I'm still. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah,
he'd know that there's like a duration, but he's like, you know, I feel more mighty than I have ever felt.
yeah. I'll
You
be
know.
rushing. I'll rally myself and be kind of creeping along behind him.
All right, he's gonna go down to that door and
Okay.
Yeah.
Shishush, what are you doing?
I think Shishush is smiling at what his spell has accomplished and will kind of with a certain amount of pride be kind of walking behind the giant.
Hmm.
Okay. As you get down to the door, you step in front of the door to investigate it. You hear, or you already feel, like the floor give just a little bit, and you hear behind you to the north, like stone grating on stone,
Oh shit.
and then you hear this rumbling sound. And when you shine the uh, lantern that way, you see this boulder that fills the entire hallway rolling
Oh,
towards you.
oh my god.
Hmm.
So, so it's
And
it's
that,
moving
sorry,
pretty.
and which that's coming from the north?
Yes, right. So
Yeah.
it's already
Okay.
blocked your
'Cause I
way
think that's where
back.
I would.
Yeah, it's already blocked your way back. So in this hallway, you're right next to a door that you haven't investigated. There's a
Hmm.
rat hole you could try to push your way through. And then further down the hallway, Shishush, you can barely see with your eyes. There might be a turn there.
Hmm.
There may be another corridor moving off. So what would you like to do? No time to think.
I figure Roland instantly is going through this door. If he can fit through it, can he fit through it? The door?
I think you can, but let me double check. Yes, you can fit through the door.
Okay. Yes. Then he's definitely gonna go through it.
Okay. Bartle, what are you doing?
I'll dive through the door as well.
Okay.
If it looks like that like this like I can kind of get there, or if it looks like that like Roland's not kind of blocking me from getting there as well, I'll go for the door.
Okay. Roland, do you stand in the doorway when you get in, or do you move to one side?
No, he moves to one side.
Okay. All right. Shishush, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think I'll take the most convenient apparent way out, which would be the door.
Okay. You get through the door. A moment later, this uh, boulder comes whooshing past, and you hear it roll all the way down the hallway until finally it comes to rest somewhere far to the south. But you hear it hit the stone wall. All right. You're all three of you in this room. Um, you're sort of discombobulated on the floor or barely standing up.
Hmm.
But this is what you see. A sarcophagus rests on a dais in the center of the room. The dais is 10 foot square. From each corner of the dais, they love the word dais, rises a slender 6 foot tall column. The tops of the columns meet the corners of an arched dome above the sarcophagus. On the dais, at each end of the sarcophagus, is a brass jar from which flames dance.
Mm.
Finally, the walls of the room are painted with scenes from the life of a noble lady.
Ooh. And in yeah, the paintings, is it like this like masterwork of art on the walls?
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's a Da Vinci, but it's,
Right.
it's good. It's very, very good.
And there's two fires going, one on either end.
Correct.
Hmm. You know, I mean, Ro- if Roland's still big, he's like, I don't fear any
Mm.
any tomb. Um, there are only tricks to be found in sarcophaguses or whatever, and then he goes and opens it.
Okay. Before you do that, I will just also let you know that you came through a door in the west wall.
Mhm.
There is a door in the northeast corner as well, like going north. So
Okay.
okay, all right. You open the sarcophagus, and the mummified remains of a noble woman, at least you think so,
hmm
is there. You can tell that there were pieces of jewelry, but they've been removed.
Like,
Otherwise, the corpse is in uh, pretty good shape.
kind of shrug.
The flames that are coming, and these are it's lit. Does it look magical, or does it look like normal fire? That's
You go over and try to stuff them out, but you can't. So you get the impression that this is some sort of continual flame spell.
Mhm.
So you think it's magical.
Is it hot?
It burns your hand. Yeah. I mean, it will burn your hand if you stick your hand in there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is the sarcophagus in any way? I don't think so. Valuable? No, probably not.
Probably to someone back in civilization, but that would be a lot to carry through the desert.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe my giant friend, while you're still large, we could try that other door to see that one in
Yeah,
the
Roland
northeast corner.
will start walking towards it and go open it.
Okay. Um, it leads around. It goes to the door, and there's a corridor that goes north and it goes west, and it leads around back to that other corridor near the skeleton room. So basically, it comes all the way back around.
Okay. Hmm. And I'd imagine Roland would probably start to shrink at this point.
It has no, you still got a couple
Wait.
minutes actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we look out that door where the boulder rolled by, and I look down that hallway, I mean, is the boulder just now blocking that passageway down to the south?
Oh no, no, you can't. From where you're at, you can't quite see the boulder,
Mm-hmm.
but you do barely see that um, other hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's not blocking. It's not blocking the hallway as far as you can see yet.
Hmm. I think Roland is trying to kind of take advantage of being large, so I think he'll go anywhere basically. So maybe he would head down towards where the boulder went.
Do you all want to continue going south?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You walk south about 70 feet. There's a corridor that goes west, and it also continues south. So you can continue going straight, or you can go. You can turn to your right.
Hmm. I think Roland is probably expecting the elf to kind of direct him because of the dark vision stuff or whatever.
Well, maybe I'm assuming the boulder went went south.
Yes, it did.
I guess we
And
could.
when you get to the junction, you can see the boulder is about 70 feet away or so,
Mhm.
resting in what appears to be a corner. So it stopped where the hallway was turning west. That way appears to be blocked. Um, there is also another door to the south. So if you head south, there's another door in the eastern wall as well. The
Maybe,
corridor that
yeah, maybe we go to that door because the boulder, whoever designed the boulder was maybe trying to protect.
Mm.
Right,
Makes
using it
sense.
to protect those rooms.
okay. Um, okay. You get the door itself appears to be normal.
Yeah, I guess Roland's going first because he's huge.
Okay. Um, go ahead and push through. You push through the door.
Mhm.
An elaborate jeweled coffin lies in the center of the room. Next to the coffin is a worm-like creature, about
Oh.
9 feet long and 3 feet high. It has many legs, and its mouth is surrounded by 8 tentacles. Each tentacle is about 2 feet long. So each tentacle is almost as big as one of those, as one of those rats.
Oh my god.
Um, we
I, hmm.
So,
You're
I
still
think.
big though.
Yeah, am I?
yes, but it won't be long.
All right, Roland is. He said, he's like, I will be a hero, and I now have the means to be. And he starts striding towards this thing.
Okay.
And I'll try to get off a arrow at it before or bolt at it before it so that they can hit it before Roland closes with it.
Okay. And Shishush, what are you going to do?
And how long is this worm?
9 feet.
9 feet.
8 feet.
9 feet.
Um, it looks bad. It looks bad. Um, I, I think Shishush will throw caution to the wind. I have a potion. I have no idea what it does, but um, I think I'll drink the potion that I picked up. I think it was the last session, right? That I got the
Uh-huh.
scroll and the
I think so.
potion.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Shishush hurt at all?
No, Shishush is not taken. It's probably a healing
Okay.
potion.
Yeah. You do feel better.
Okay.
Um, I'll just say this. I'll say you get it to your tongue, and you don't either A, you don't die, and B, you get a sense of what it is.
hmm
So if you want to have not taken the whole thing,
Okay.
it won't be as powerful as what was, but you'll
Okay.
still be
I'll
right.
have partial effect from it. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You feel pretty good. You feel pretty good right now, though.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's giving me new courage to take this on.
Hmm. Okay. So, all right. So Shishush is testing the potion this round. Bartle, go ahead and fire your bolt.
I rolled a 12.
Okay. Hold on. That actually. That's exactly what you need to hit.
Okay. So I rolled a 4 damage.
Okay. it sticks in the side, and this sort of pussy insect-like gunk comes out, but it's still rolling. Roland, it's your go.
All right, I got a 15,
You hit.
and I roll my 2d6. I got 9 damage.
Okay. It is still up, still going. It basically goes around the floor like in a. It's badly hurt, but it goes around the floor like in a serpentine pattern and kind of goes over the roof, and then flicks a couple. Oh, how many attacks does this thing get? Oh, okay. All right. So it is that. And let me see what it takes to hit. All right. Okay, Roland, the first tentacle misses you.
Okay.
The second tentacle will hit. I'll need a save versus paralysis, please.
All right. I get an 8. I fail.
Okay. You fall to the ground paralyzed. You also take 3 points of damage. Shishush, it
Oh, Jesus.
attacks you twice, and both miss. Bartle, it hits you.
Saving throw?
Make your saving throw, yeah.
Probably no. Oh, failed.
Okay, so you fall to the ground paralyzed as well, but it does 1 hit point of damage, so you have.
One left. There you go.
All right.
But are we all paralyzed? Wait. Should you
It misses Shishush 3 times, so.
Holy shit.
It is now the magic user versus the carrion crawler. So, what would you like to do, Shishush?
It looks fairly damaged at this point.
It looks really bad.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think Shishush will attack it.
Okay. All right, go ahead and attack.
I rolled a 4, which probably is not going to hit.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm
tried.
resistant to paralysis, though. That's one positive thing.
Oh, true.
That is true.
There are going to be a lot of hits coming my way, I think.
What's your armor class again?
I have a 10.
Okay. Okay, so it does hit you 3 times. So I might roll all once. You never know. How many hit points do you have?
I have 6 hit points.
Oh, okay. You might actually look at this. It does 5 damage to you from the 3 hits.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Okay.
Wow.
What are you doing this time, Shishush?
I think my best bet is to see if I get a hit this time, and
Okay. All right, you get to go before it does. So go ahead.
Wait a minute. Probably not going to hit. It's an 11.
Let me see. You just missed it.
Oh.
Just missed it.
Oh wow, because I think a 12 hit it. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay, so yeah, the first one's a 20. So hits you for 2 damage.
Yeah. So I drop.
Okay.
Ugh.
Oh.
Well.
Okay.
Close.
So I need Bartle and Roland. Each of you roll me a 2d4s, if you would. And Sam, if you need me to roll the 2d4s for you, I will.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
There we go. Six.
Okay. So, Bartle, you're going to be paralyzed for 6 turns. And
That's
Sim, Roland is going to be paralyzed for 4 turns.
Okay. And turns being
10
10
minutes.
10
Right.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is it
Yeah.
going to do? So, the first thing it's going to do is okay, so it drags Shishush's body over to the sarcophagus. And I'm going to see. Okay. We won't go into the graphic details. Okay. About 40 minutes later, the creature is occupied. And Roland, the paralysis wears off.
And so the creature is there by the
Sarcophagus. Yep.
sarcophagus.
Mhm.
Hmm. Okay. Is it making a lot of noise? Like, could it hear me?
You could get up and make an attack on it if you want.
Hmm. Yeah, I think. Well, let me just see how healthy it is, just to get an idea. Yeah, I think he's gonna try to attack it. I think that's the only way he's gonna get out of here.
Okay.
All right. I got a 15.
You hit it. And it dies.
Nice.
So, wait, I got it within 1 fucking hit point of killing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Rough.
All right. Yeah, Roland kills it. I think probably, says some stuff over Shishush's dead body, but then immediately goes to open the sarcophagus. And they're very brief words, I can't lie.
I think I see this and I'm paralyzed, but I'm just sort of like I'm drooling in the corner, kind of like taking that in, like not even checking on me. Like in my head, I'm thinking like he's not even checking on me. Anyway,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Treasure.
So you go rooting through the sarcophagus,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see. You find some jewels in the sarcophagus.
All right. Okay. This is kind of mean, but Roland is well, can he get back to civilization with just him? That's what he's thinking about.
So while Roland is thinking that, he hears, and Bartle, you definitely hear
Oh,
some footsteps.
okay. Roland is gonna grab all the jewels that he can and just try to hide behind the corpse of the carrion crawler.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Into the room walks a knoll like you saw at the front,
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yes, that's who that
Right.
and
was.
a couple
Makes
of
sense.
what you think are hobgoblins,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and they're
They're
looking
not.
around. They're looking around the room, and they're looking at Bartle, and the knoll like hits Bartle with a spear, and the hobgoblins and says to the hobgoblin, "See if it's alive." And the knoll and the other hobgoblin, are going over towards Shishush. Roland, what are you going to do?
Okay, so I assume Roland. Oh my God. Um.
Actually, one will bend down. The hobgoblin bends down to pick up Shishush's potion
Mm.
Oh shit! I should have thought of that.
because
Well,
it's
Roland wouldn't have.
Yeah.
How concealed can Roland get behind this carrion crawler? I mean, he's basically gonna try to hide as well as he can.
as big as you're a big guy even without the spell. So as soon
Right.
as the knoll comes over, he's going to see you.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you
So
could try to play dead, but
yeah, but I don't know what they do to dead people. So
they're still going to take your
Yeah.
pants. So
yeah, exactly. I think shit. Okay, so can you remind me where I like there's some by Bartle and there's
there's
some
one.
by Shush.
Well, right. There's two headed to Shishush. There's one by Bartle that's checking, and he's saying, "Oh yeah, it's still alive."
Right.
And the knoll is. Oh, they're probably not speaking common. They're speaking it by this point. It's fine. And they're saying, uh, "All right, uh, take its stuff, and we'll take it with us."
Okay. I mean, basically Roland's just gonna try to fucking make a break for it and run.
Okay.
Um, mm,
The clearest path for you to try and do that would be through the north door.
yeah, I guess he's gonna do that.
Okay. Uh, Go
But
ahead and make me a. Because you're trying to get out of this tangled mess.
hmm
Go ahead and give me a. It's been so long with saving throws. Okay.
Saving throws are.
I guess save versus gaze.
okay.
So
I get a 6.
okay, so you trip enough getting out, and you're sort of sprawled on the floor, and you can get up and get to the door this turn. They're surprised, obviously.
Right.
Bartle may or may not be surprised at what you're doing, but
I think Roland is yelling as he's getting up, like, they won't fight back, but I will. Let me go.
Hmm. That's pretty tricky.
Okay. The gnoll says something guttural in his tongue. The
Mhm.
hobgoblin pulls out a javelin.
Well, that's not good.
So, Roland, what do you want to do this turn?
Flee.
Okay. Bartle, I'll let you give me a save at the end of this combat round.
Okay.
Um, Alright, so he's going to. So the Knoll's not going to do anything except carefully make sure there's nobody else in this room.
Mhm.
And the Hobgoblin is going to throw his javelin. Okay. It floods into the door by your head.
Okay.
So you can open the door and flee this turn if you want.
That's definitely what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Bartle, go ahead and make a save versus poison again for me.
2 failure.
Oh.
Okay, so you feel yourself starting to come around, but you're not able to get control of yourself yet. Okay. Bartle, Roland, you don't see this, but Bartle you see the knoll shake its head, and it pulls out its bow, and it goes to the door. Roland, what are you doing this round?
I just realized, like, do I have a source of light? I assume that I would have grabbed a lantern while I was searching the sarcophagus.
Yeah, the lantern probably went out, so you have it, but you
Yeah,
haven't lit it.
right. Oh fuck, this is really bad.
Yep.
Shit. I guess. Okay, so it's unlit because it's went out. Can I try to relight it?
Do you want to stop in the middle of the hallway to relight it?
Oh,
Or you could just blindly go into the darkness.
I think he's just blindly running in the darkness.
Okay. You see the Bartle. You see the knoll walk over door, and it says something to the hobgoblin, and the hobgoblin pulls out like 5 silvers and says, "It's like shaking its head, like, no, I don't think you can." Uh,
Oh my god.
AC 3. That was 17.
Oh yeah, that'll hit. I think, right? Because I have 4.
4 points of damage.
Oh, that kills him. That kills him.
Oh, no,
Oh,
okay. So Bartle, you hear a clattering.
This is, yeah, it's like the horror movie. I'm still paralyzed.
Oh
Like just
yeah.
listening to like all of this happening and like just waiting.
Oh
Um,
my jewels.
so what happens? They walk up. They bring Roland's body back.
Ugh, that's
They
grim.
dump it
That's
in the.
grim.
They dump it in the room next to Shishush.
Oh.
They strip off the armor. They take the other armor they basically take everything off their bodies.
Looting our stuff here.
Yeah. They do take. They do leave you with your stuff, and the Knoll takes the potion, and sits it down near your head,
Hmm.
and he says, "Good luck,"
Yeah.
and walks out and closes the door.
Hmm. That's a little
They
concerning.
they left them with their dignity. They did not take their clothes, but they took all their stuff.
Yeah, okay. Hmm.
What would Bartol like to do?
Am I move? Can I move yet?
You can move now. Yeah.
Well, I will. And they took my stuff too?
Um, they took anything interesting on you, but they left you with your sword and your crossbow.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. So I'll have the potion.
Yeah. Okay. That basically it's you. Well, I should roll. Okay. So you get 3 points back.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, Bartle's lucky day.
I know.
But I don't have any money or anything.
Oh yeah, your
Sort of-
money's all gone.
Yeah. So I think that I think I'm gonna just try to get back to. I'm gonna try to get out of here.
Okay.
I don't think it makes much sense to be braver than that at this point. And Bartle is kind of shocked and terrified. So he'll load up his crossbow, get a lantern going, and then after giving like enough time for like I'll kind of wait, and because I want to give some time for those hobgoblins and the knoll to get away, and then I'm going to start heading back towards the way we came. So back up that hallway, down to the left towards the room with the skeletons, back up to the other floor,
Okay.
and
I'm going to make. It takes you about 2 hours to get back to the Brotherhood folks.
okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll some encounter dice.
Fair enough.
Let's see if you run into anything. One of these may be the white ape that's been roaming around here.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
No, you do not run into anything at all on your way back.
wow.
Or you could go back to the Magi, because the Magi were the ones who were interested in you. You and Shishush.
I think I will. Yeah, I guess I will go back to them. I'm pretty disappointed to have. Well, I came out with my life.
True. And some experience.
So I guess I'm not that disappointed compared
I'm
to
sorry.
what happened to Roland and Shishish.
Yeah, I am sorry, Roland and Shishush, that you guys did not make it out.
No,
But I thought it was kind of poetic for the last session. So
yeah, I love that. That was fun.
well, unfortunately, and it missed a lot, but the carrion crawler gets 8 attacks.
Oh my god, I know that.
Yeah.
It's a very tough creature.
Well, next time, Bartle will know not to go after the carrion crawler. I'll remember that for next time.
Roland could have been a hero if we'd killed.
We were close. Yeah, you're
we
close.
were, and I had 2 attacks. Either if either of my attacks had hit, it would have gone down. So
yeah, for sure.
It is funny that Roland kind of ended up slaying the carrion crawler, and then he wasn't so heroic in that kind of counter with the.
Well, I mean, you could have negotiated with them. You could have, there's other things you could have done.
Right.
But I like the way that you handled it. You're like, I'm out of here. Boom.
Yeah, those guys are freaky.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how did you all enjoy it? What did you all think?
That was cool. I like that a lot. I've been, my constant spending literally every waking hour I'm not at work or with doing something with my kids or playing a game. I'm spending all my other time thinking about playing games. I really like these. I kind of like these rules. Like I'm kind of going back and forth of what are the best old school rules, or what's the best fit for me. And I do like these. I think it does kind of do a nice job with expanding some of the stuff from Holmes and streamlining it, but keeping a lot of the keeping a lot of the stuff I like with it. So
Yeah. Yeah, me
You
too.
know, because I do really like Holmes a lot, and but then I'm like, but it only goes up to level 3, which I realize is like not actually a it's like, oh well, if I'm actually going to play, like chances are we're not going to get above level 3 anyways.
Mhm.
But for some reason, just in my head, I'm like, but I want to be just in case we get to level 4. I
Right.
want to have the rule. I just want to like not having to make up the rules at that point. I want to have something like written down ahead of time. So
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
For the record, for what it's worth, not to pour salt in anybody's wounds, but um, the gems that you picked up would have been enough to level even the magic user
Oh.
to
Oh my god.
second level.
No.
Beautiful.
And they would have been all mine.
Um,
Oh my god.
but yeah, not that I enjoyed the characters dying, but I like the fact that we've been going through this dungeon and you've been making choices that are dangerous choices, but you've
Mhm.
come out very well in all regards. And then you did run up against a creature that was um, difficult,
Mhm.
but you did almost kill it. You had it down to one more hit point.
Yeah, that
So
was really exciting.
yeah,
And I appreciated that you didn't say carrion crawler until way later,
Yeah,
because it
that's
actually,
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really know it was a carrion crawler. I mean, as a kid, I never really played Dungeons and Dragons like for real, but I had a monster manual, and I know what a
right,
carrion crawler is because I loved that as a kid. But
yeah,
in that moment, yeah, so that definitely, like, I really felt like I liked the encounters with, like, I liked all the encounters. Like, I didn't really feel like there was any that were like throwaways, but I
hmm
really did find that that one felt the most interesting right off the bat because the monster was kind of strange. It wasn't like like a giant rat comes out or like
right.
skeleton. So yeah.
Well, that's why I had it kind of move around the room like an insect might, up
Right.
the walls and down and that kind of thing, instead of just sitting there on the floor.
Hmm.
Um, I felt like that having some motion like that made it more interesting too.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. The Lost City is um, kind of a trippy place. I mean, because on the one hand, right, you have a you have these kind of factions that are there,
Yeah,
but then yeah, you have all of this you know you know where we were, right, all of these sarcophaguses and mummies
Mm.
and
yeah.
stuff like that, right? So it's like this, I guess we were at the were we at like at the lower level of the where we
Technically,
were.
you're at the upper level of the pyramid,
Okay.
right? Yeah, so you're at the highest level of the
Uh-huh.
pyramid. That was when you went in, and level two was where you met where you fought the fire beetles and you met the factions.
Hmm.
The third tier, which you basically walked right through, you guys not knowing, but you made a beeline to the one area which would take you down to the more dangerous area.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Mm,
So you really never got to see much of tier three.
mm.
And that was some more magi and some more weird stuff. And then um, tier four, where you ended up, is this weird mix of tombs, and I'm not even sure how the white apes got there
Hmm.
or what they're doing there,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
I assume they can use a door, which is fine.
Right.
But uh, and then the carrion crawler, of course. How does it get into the room? How does it get out of the room?
Hmm.
How does it survive? I mean, are there enough unlucky people who walk into this room that are like, "Oh my god," and it
Yeah,
eats
well,
their
the
face?
whole and like the rats, like you know, what were they
Where did
eating all this time?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they were in the room, and they basically had created a mound I guess, amount of dirt or feces or something like that. Is how they built their nest.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they made it out of people. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like I was expecting, because I've never really played like D&D, and I was expecting there to just be gold and gems kind of sitting everywhere, very available, just for us kind of going places. And
Right.
I really liked that it felt like it was very rare to actually get like a big amount of loot. And so thinking of the characters who were kind of desperate for proving that they can like proving some sort of value to these strange people, it was very exciting to be like, oh, what will they do when they see that like glittering sarcophagus? Like that's, I don't know, that I really, really was surprised by that. I really liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting, Sam, because I've been running this game called Tunnel Goons, or based, this kind of dungeon hex crawly dungeony thing called Tunnel Goons. And in Tunnel Goons is one of the newer like one-page rule sets, and the XP is all participatory. So like if you show up to play, you get XP, and in some ways that's nice because then everyone is sort of leveling up at a sort of consistent rate, and we're kind of seeing kind of new abilities and stuff like that. But on the other hand, it makes the decisions about what the care it kind of takes away some of the it makes the decision the characters are doing floaty in a way, because there's really nothing kind of orienting the kind of what they should be doing on these expeditions that they do. So they're trying to go for loot, and they're trying to like get more stuff because you can use more stuff to be more effective in the world. But it doesn't quite have the same bite as like, we won't be able to get, it's like, oh, we need to get something that's going to give us a lot of silver pieces in order to
Right.
get to the next level, versus, well, we'll definitely get to the next level no matter what we do. So we can sort of kind of do what we want and just just kind of not have to worry about that. The players aren't like consciously thinking this at all. It's just something I've
Right.
noticed, that it lacks a bit of the tension or drive that this had, and kind of led to some kind of interesting character decisions that I think we were making that we wouldn't have necessarily made if it was just like, oh, we know that we're going to level up if we survive long enough, or if all we have to do is to level up is just survive, then it's like, okay, well then wait, what, when,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting because I have to think about it, because I don't know how much I was thinking about getting gold and stuff for XP, and how much I was thinking about it in terms of like purely fictional, like pleasing the magi terms. But it does feel like it's like, because the game, here's my argument, I think. Because the game like rewards XP for gold, it then kind of pushes you, or maybe encourages you to actually make gold harder to get, so your characters have to make more difficult choices to get the gold, if that makes sense. So I feel like it maybe, and I don't know if this is true, maybe it would be reflected even more in like, the preparation of an adventure than the like, I'm sure it's reflected in the decisions in the adventure, but I feel like it's really reflected in how this adventure was created. It was like, clearly, when you open up a fucking sarcophagus in D&D, my assumption was there's just fucking jewels all over that shit, but that wasn't true for like, fucking Roland was a sarcophagus master in this game, opening fucking so many sarcophagus, and only one of them had anything in it. So I think it's yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's how they get you at Vegas too.
That is how you get you at Vegas. I feel
It's
like
that one it's the one that hits that keeps you going back for, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta go
No,
try 10
exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Gotta try 10 more now.
Yeah, if Roland hadn't been shot in the back, he would have been down there in another week. open the sarcophagus is.
Well, and of course, I mean, the one that had stuff in it was also right had the carrion crawler
Yeah.
hanging out by it too. So yeah,
And I really like the trap because, and they even say this, unless the characters do something stupid, like argue about how the trap went off, they're, they can avoid the um, boulder. So it's not a
Mm,
make a reflex save. It's okay. There's a boulder coming at you. What are you going to do?
right.
And then you was like, well, I get out. Obviously I get out of the way.
Mm,
Um, and I feel like that's a nice trap where you don't have to rely on a roll to get it. You rely on basically, I guess, player skill. There we go. You rely on your common sense. Like, yeah, just get out of the way of the boulder. So,
mm.
like, you could have run south and then dove into that western uh, corridor and gotten out of the way as well. So,
Yeah. And I can't. Traps are really interesting to me because I'm trying to design this Lamentations adventure, and I just can't bring myself to put any traps in it. And I'm like, I just don't know what they do. All I know is that in my experience, I did like the boulder, but I don't really like the door opening experience in D&D. Like, I don't like the feeling of every door being a conversation, but
right.
like sometimes it was exciting, but sometimes it was like I don't know.
It's
So
Yeah.
I always wonder why traps are there, like not in terms of like the place, because it made sense for this specific, like it just made sense, but like what do traps like really do? Like other than make us talk for like so long about walking down a corridor? If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of on a practical level, the book that Robbie had recommended to me, or the zine Dungeons and Dilemmas, has some interesting rules for laying out dungeons. But the traps rule is basically like he says kind of something similar as like clever, like don't go for clever traps.
Mhm.
Just think about like if you think about like who made the place and what types of things would they be protecting against, and then like what would they put in place as a trap. So like
Right.
if you're like, oh, this is someone who is trying to like guard his, I mean, basically guard his treasures from being taken, like then like, okay, where are the treasures, and then like put a trap near it, like, but
Mm,
don't like come up with like other stuff that isn't kind of related to the isn't kind of related to the thing. He gives more details in the zine. Um, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's tough. I think like a lot of, when I think back to playing a lot of this type of game like 12 years ago now, or 11 years ago, we kind of got we kind of just said like, oh, we kind of like macroed it, like the door thing of just being like, okay, when we go to the door, like this is like we had that conversation once,
mm,
and then we were like, okay, the DM knows that we're gonna do that every single time, so we don't have to kind
right.
of say it again, and
Mm,
only if something came up that was different, or but that gets into sort of but that definitely gets into sort of treating at least that part of the game sort of like the special forces
Yeah.
right.
thing, which is a little, it just is not quite the same thing certainly as I think Lamentations. So yeah, it's a conundrum. I don't think I think it's always going to be some tension. And even in like the I guess the other thing about traps is I think this is from like, I think there's like a video on the Questing Beast channel where Ben Milton talks about good traps, and his take is he I don't think he talks about like, I don't think he like grounds it in like, well, they need to have a reason for being there, but
Mm,
he also kind of says like, don't be clever, just think of like, he's like, really basic things can be traps. That
mhm.
doesn't need to be like a big thing, like a rickety like a rickety like plank across something dangerous
Mm,
can be a trap. So it
right.
doesn't need to even be like it just means that it's like, oh, if you have to cross it, you're gonna have to go slowly. And so if you're being chased across it, all of a sudden it becomes like a dangerous, like a much more dangerous than it would be if you could just completely take your time to deal with it.
Yeah,
So so I guess looking at stuff like, oh, can you make things that aren't necessarily like traps but are like dangers that you might be forced into like dealing with more high take a risk of putting yourself in that situation.
right.
um I don't know.
Yeah, I had okay, the last Circle of Hands venture that I prepped, there was this cool component that was a worm that was like coming to the village and stealing metal and stuff, but its lair, which never got to be seen in game because other stuff happened, but its lair had this cool tower in it with these rickety wooden stairs going up of it, up the tower, and I was like, oh my god, I want there to be a fight on those stairs because I could
Hmm.
picture them splintering and a character like plummeting to their death. And that I really like that idea of traps being like yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think I like traps being like the trap and this. Like the trap isn't just sitting there because I feel like they're so one dimensional. Like it's either you get hit by it or you don't.
Yeah.
Some maybe for a lot of them, maybe I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Did
that's interesting.
in the circle of hands, what was the worm able to fly? Like we never really even found out whether it was.
Yeah, I
It,
think they can kind of just climb up walls. Like they have
yeah.
either 2 or 4 legs. I think my worm had 2 because I thought that was cool.
Yeah, because
And
yeah, well, in that case, then I mean, I was thinking like with the rickety stairs, right? I mean, it's there, and the worm, right? In that environment, the worm doesn't have to negotiate the rickety stairs because
no,
it
not at
has
all.
right, and
Yeah,
so right, it kind of like puts the circle knights at a disadvantage and is kind of marking this place out. It becomes another indicator that this is a place where we're not supposed to be because there's this
yeah.
being here that doesn't have to worry about the rickety stairs. But now,
Hmm.
that becomes something that we would have to contend with.
Yeah, and there's something so I don't know why. I just love it's so vivid to me, the idea of like rickety rotten stairs in a tower. That yeah, I really like that. But yeah, I was picturing the worm like sitting on top of the tower, like sunning itself and stuff. If you like that, so